Hey there, Virgo. Welcome to your reading for, this is your bonus reading for July 2025. You have this confidence is your key to success card and this have faith in your dreams card here, Virgo. Yeah, definitely two things that I think would be very good for Virgo at this time is, being confident, being bold, being assertive. I think that you have to be confident in something very specific, which is the changes that you're making. Yeah, and like the changes that are happening in your life at this time. It's a very, I would say it's a very new time for Virgo. So there are like new opportunities, new, new experiences that you're having. Your life is changing in some way. I can see it. And, I think that getting comfortable with those changes is going to be probably the best thing for you. It's going to be the thing that leads to the most success as well. And you are a different person. So now, you are probably one of the few signs that really is a different person compared to like several years ago. So I think you are, again, undergoing a lot of changes here, Virgo, and I would just embrace those and be confident. You're in the area of how you, we're doing a Celtic cross. So the first card is how you're entering into the reading. You have the Ten of Swords. Again, I feel like you are a different person. The Ten of Swords can represent a blessing in disguise, and so I kind of feel that for a lot of you, where you could be kind of like reflecting on certain things that have happened in your life, and you're kind of seeing the blessing in the, in the experience or in the challenge that you had. Even though maybe it sucked, you could be realizing that it was for the best, like whatever it was, a challenge, a situation, whatever. Doesn't matter. And, I feel like a lot of you are kind of seeing the blessing in something. The other thing is, I feel like some of you are believing that something is dead, done, over with, and it probably is. So if you think that you're done with something, then you probably are. I don't really feel like this is a bad thing at all. It's like I said, really just sometimes I think we're just done with something in our lives. And there's nothing else to say. I think once you're done, you're done. That's it. Your crossing energy is the Nine of Wands. The crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you in a Celtic cross. The Nine of Wands, of course, is about putting up boundaries. And so, again, I think that I'm cheating a little bit, as always. I always say this in Virgo readings because I'm always looking at Virgo astrology for whatever reason. Probably because I'm a Pisces, so I'm always looking at the opposite of your astrology, basically. And, it's kind of funny because I think a lot of you have maybe had some issues with boundaries and people, over the years. But also probably from both sides. It's like maybe sometimes you had your boundaries up too high, right? And then other times maybe you trusted people too easily, and that also probably caused some issues. So, a lot of this I think is something that you have corrected, which is good. And, moving forward, I feel that you will be able to put up appropriate boundaries. I do feel a little bit of a challenge here, but not like that big of a challenge. Nine of Wands is my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. I'm probably going to say this to you a lot over like the next 16 months or so because the South Node is in your sign. We have the North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo. South Node in Virgo is about being messy, which Virgo does not like. You're probably cleaning right now as you're watching this video. Or you're probably vacuuming or doing the dishes or organizing something. I don't know. Or if you're not doing that, you're probably eating a carrot or a cucumber or celery at this moment. So there you go. But what I would say is that, the trick is that Virgo has to be, willing to be messy, and meaning you have to be willing to try things in work and business, career, love, everything, even if you don't know if they're going to work or not. You just have, the more you try things, the better with the Nine of Wands. The more you get away from perfectionism, the better with that card. And I know that's hard, so there you go. You have the Four of Swords in the area of what's on your mind. The Four of Swords can represent resting, relaxing, and recovering, of course, or healing. And so I feel a lot of you have been through a period of like resting, relaxing, recovering, or healing with the Four of Swords. It's coming up in the area of what's on your mind. And, a lot of you could be thinking about healing. Again, South Node and Virgo, we can definitely heal. There's a couple of things that I think are kind of interesting that are causing people to heal as well. We also still have Chiron and Aries. Chiron and Aries is very challenging, I believe, and, for the most part. But Chiron is the wounded healer. And, we've had Chiron and Aries for frickin' ever, it feels like. And we also just had Saturn and Neptune enter into Aries, although they will be retrograding out. But there's something about that, I feel, that, that could be bringing up some healing for people. So, if you're healing, good. The other thing about the Four Swords is he's asking for something. I am almost 1,000,000% sure I said this to you in your last reading or in the next 3-month reading. It's almost like there is something that you need to claim. I'm pretty sure I just said this to you here, Virgo, and I'm pretty sure that I basically said the same thing. Like, you really need to claim something. It's like, I think we need to ask and then claim for something. It's like, it's like if you wanted, the best example I can give you is if you wanted to be a YouTuber. I'll just use that example because that's all I do all day is YouTube. I think you need to say to the universe, I'm the best YouTuber in the world. But then you need to publish a video, like right away. And then you need to keep publishing. It's like you need to claim it. Claim it means you need to say it, but also do it, And I kind of get that energy here. He's wishing for something. And, there's a person in the stained glass window right here who's blessing another person. And so it can represent receiving a blessing, but he's getting a blessing because he's asking for it. Next, in the area of your foundation, you have the Six of Cups. I just feel pretty good. The foundation of the Celtic Cross is how you're being supported in this month, obviously. The Six of Cups could say, number one, if you have children, this could be very good for you. You could be getting a lot of support from your children, or you could just be, it could just be like a very childlike energy where you're just like enjoying life, enjoying what's going on around you and things like that. The Six of Cups can also represent a gift from the universe. And that is this card is kind of what makes me believe with the Ten of Swords that you're getting a blessing in disguise, because the Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe, and usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning that we've been bumping up against an obstacle, then we get the card and it's like the removal of the obstacle. So I feel pretty good about this Six of Cups energy for sure. Next, in the area of the past or the energy you're moving past, you have this Squirrel Spirit says believe in yourself, yes. You have this Bee Spirit says sweet results await, yes. You have two cards that basically say believe in yourself. That new moon in Leo says confidence is the key to your success. The Squirrel Spirit says believe in yourself. The Bee Spirit says sweet results await. So there are probably better results coming in for you based off of believing in yourself. And part of this believing in yourself is going to be you leaving something. Here, Virgo, he's got this wand behind him, and I always say this wand stands on its own, and he's reaching forward and grabbing onto this new wand, and he's got the whole world in his hands. So with the Two of Wands, it's coming up in the past, which is good, because it says it's something that you are moving past. But it's like he has to let go of something so he can have something better in his life. And I kind of feel that for you, where it's almost like saying, it's like it's like I feel like you're taking something to the next level, which I'm pretty sure I've been saying to you for a long time. I don't see you quitting anything in your life, or I don't see you like letting go of anything in your life completely. I see you more, it's like you are more upgrading something, or, it's like you're taking something to the next level. And I have been feeling this for you for a while. So I would definitely do that. He's already built this castle. It's time for him to build his next castle, and that's really what he needs to do. It's like the story of the card is that he rushed to a finish line and he didn't enjoy the journey. So he built something very quickly, but he didn't really enjoy it. And I feel it's time for you to enjoy something that you're building, or it's time for you to build something that you will enjoy as well. That could also be the case. Next, in the area of your very near future, you have this card. It says a time to remember. It says look back on your childhood. You have this say yes. It says now is the time to be open and to receive. So there you go. Definitely time to be open to receive here with these energies. I feel like you need to say yes to an offer that's coming in for you. You literally have the Four of Cups right here. The Four of Cups, he is receiving an offer right here, but he's not accepting it because he has been disappointed 3 times before. But he needs to understand that he has learned everything he needs to learn from these 3 cups, and if he applies what he learned to this 4th cup, he will be very successful. So I feel like you need to apply what you have learned to these, to this 4th cup so that you can be successful in life. And if you do that, I feel like you will be very happy. So, again, this is about applying what you've learned to these new situations to create success. And that's what I would do here with the 4 cups. I also feel that there, again, I feel like there is an offer coming in for you, and it could be like any type of offer. Love, could be a work offer, could be a new business offer, could be anything. But I think it would be good for you, so it might be something that you kind of want to take a look at. The other thing I'm getting here is that maybe some of you are a little bit down on yourself, right this moment. And, I kind of feel like you're having new ideas in work or business specifically. And it's it's kind of like saying to me, you need to definitely get started on those ideas. Again, you might be feeling a little bit down at the moment and thinking like, oh, this won't work, or I can't get this thing to work. But it's like, no, you can, if you would get started. Next, in your outcome row, you have the success and triumph card. It says, nothing will be able to get in your way. You'll surely come out on top. You have this divine intelligence card. It says, to connect to your higher self, you must first create space to listen. Yes, I definitely feel it is time to listen to your higher self with this energy. And you might need to create some space to make that happen. Like meditation time, going for walks, any of that stuff would be very good for you. In the area of the next few months, you have the King of Cups. You have the King and Queen of Cups. So if you are looking for love, definitely could be a very solid connection coming in for you. These two are divine counterparts, and they're very good divine counterparts as well. So this could be like a very solid connection that you are forming, which is great. The King of Cups, he's sitting in choppy waters, but he's perfectly fine. And so the whole point of the card is that he's not worried about what's going on around him. He is, doing what he can with what he's got, basically. And I feel like that's what you need to pay attention to with this King of Cups energy, is like to watch your emotions and all that other stuff, Virgo. The other thing I'm getting here is moving. You have the Two of Wands, Chariot, Eight of Wands, King of Cups. King of Cups is a clue card. So I have some cards in the tarot that I call clue cards. To me, they can be a clue for something else happening. So some of you might be moving over the next few months. Next, in your closest relationships, you have the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups and the King of Cups, again, are divine counterparts. This area of the reading is not only love, it can represent all connections. So, just a good energy for connections in general. But I would also say that this could absolutely be love coming in for you. On top of that, this would say follow your heart. I do feel like Virgo has learned to pay attention to the people in their lives, like the people they surround themselves with, the type of person they surround themselves with. It's just something I would pay attention to for sure, is like the people you surround yourself with, right? There you go. Next, in the area of your future feelings, you have the Eight of Wands. Love it. Really one of my favorite cards to get in this position. The Eight of Wands is like feeling like you're taking off, feeling like you're blasting off, feeling like you are really making things happen. So in a lot of ways, I feel like you, all of a sudden, things could be taking off for you. Things could be happening very quickly for you, or happening fast in general. And I feel that would be very good for you here, Virgo. You also have the Chariot, which is like things taking off very quickly. The funny thing is I think the same thing is going to happen for Pisces. So, it's like I think the two of you are very similar. Out of all the opposites I read for, I always say that you and Pisces are the most similar opposites. It's like if you have ideas, it's kind of like one of those things where I think you could be holding yourself back on these new ideas for your life, but it's like the second you do them, they're like things are going to take off very quickly, So it's kind of like saying to me, you might as well get started on whatever you're thinking about working on, because it is going to take off very quickly if you make those moves. The other thing about this is very social card. I do feel like you are changing up your social environment, meaning like the people you spend the most time with. The people in your life in general. It's like you really could be kind of being more careful who you spend time with. The Eight of Wands is also like a quick success or a quick conclusion. So, again, there could be quick success coming in. The other thing about the Eight of Wands is we have to be pointing in one direction. So it's like we have to pick one thing that we really want to make happen in our lives, and then that's it. There can be no wavering in your energy, right? You're pointing in one direction. That's it. You make it happen. And that's what I would do with that card. You have the Chariot. The Chariot can be a victory or major success coming in for you. So I feel for a lot of you that there could be a big victory or success coming in with the Chariot. But the thing about the Chariot is he's setting himself apart. And I'll tell you what, Virgo, I think that is the secret sauce for Virgo, is to do something that sets you apart, to do something that might ruffle some feathers, but at the same time, it makes you unique, right? And I think that's what you have to be not afraid to do. Plain and simple. It's like you have to do something that could potentially piss people off. This is very Pluto and Aquarius. The whole point of Pluto and Aquarius, I believe part of it is to be the star, right? The Aquarius is a star card. But, a lot of people say that Aquarius is the collective, which is true, but we shouldn't become part of the hive mind. We shouldn't become part of this weird collective hive mind thing. The Pluto and Aquarius is also the individual, and we have to make sure that we're doing things that allow us to maintain our individuality. And that's basically what I would do with the Chariot, is make sure that you're doing things that maintain your individuality. With the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Wands, you have the World. Pretty good, actually. This would say you're opening up to the world, so I like to see that. The other thing about the World is that there could be some big accomplishments coming in for you. I would be trying to stand out here, but the only way you're going to stand out is if you're being messy, Virgo. So again, you're going to have to experiment. You're going to have to try things that might not be perfect, right? And this could be in any area of your life. But the Virgos that kind of like get over the perfectionism at this time are going to be the ones that are very successful. I know it's hard, but it's like, don't be afraid to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Don't be afraid of failing, right? With the Four of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords again. So, really not a big deal. It just basically says that you are probably healing from the Ten of Swords that we had right here. So I kind of feel like, yeah, you're just going through healing with the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords could also be you thinking about people who stabbed you in the back. And we do have Mercury retrograde from, the 17th or the 18th, depending on where you are in the world. Because, yes, it's true, it's happening on the 18th for people born who are living on the East Coast. But for everyone else in the United States, it's going to be the 17th. So again, that Mercury retrograde from the 17th, 18th to August 12th is going to be, you could be thinking about past situations where you're stabbed in the back. And I think it would be a good time to forgive and move on. Now, with the Six of Cups, you have the Five of Swords. Yeah, a certain level of maturity here. I don't feel bad about this at all. Six of Cups can be your inner child, but the Five of Swords could be, like, I don't think you're killing your inner child or anything like that, but I do think there might be certain things where you're kind of, like, saying to yourself, I can't, like, these things are immature in my life and I need to mature. It's almost like I just feel like you're mature, like certain parts of you are maturing, like the good things. These are not bad things. This is good maturity that's happening here, right? So I like to see that. With the Two of Wands, you have the Lovers. So I don't know. Some of you could be walking away from a relationship. Some of you already have. For others, I feel if you're in a relationship, you actually are like taking it to the next level. So it's going to be different for all of you. You're going to have to take it how it resonates. But, some of you are kind of like getting into more divinely guided connections, which is probably a good thing. With the Four of Cups in the area of the very near future, you have the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is about focusing on financial stability. The King of Pentacles is the card of wealth. He is building wealth, or he's doing things to make sure that he can build wealth in his life. He has these grapes on his cloak, and the grapes in the tarot represent something that's difficult to grow, but he can do it well. Basically says you have a skill that you can do well, and you need to make sure to use that skill to be successful. And so I do feel like you need to use your skills here with the King of Pentacles. I feel like you need to do something to use your skills as well. I feel that would be very beneficial. So there you go. With the King of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. Everybody has had the Eight of Cups in this set of readings already, so I think that we're just in a time where we have to walk away from things that no longer serve us. This Mercury retrograde definitely could be drumming some of these things up, right? So this Mercury retrograde in particular, I think, could be bringing things up where we have to be confident. The retrograde is happening in Leo. It's funny, you have that new moon in Leo card that says confidence is your key to success. So, there might be moments where you are reminded of things that you have to walk away from, and maybe you have to be confident enough to walk away from things, is kind of like what's popping into my head. The other thing is like I feel like the universe is trying to get people to not settle. So, we need to not settle for less than we deserve. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Death card. I almost just said the Scorpio card, which it is. The Death card is a big change. You can't make this up here, Virgo, because I've been talking about like a change in friendship or a change in the people in your life in some way. So, but I think a lot of you are realizing that there is a certain type of person that you rather surround yourself with, and I feel like that would be, a very good thing for you, right? And this could be in business, it could be in work, it could be in pretty much everything else. And, that's what I would say here. It's kind of funny because I got, like, years ago, I did work with a YouTube coach, And it was funny because like at the end of our sessions, this coach asked me like, is there anything I could do better, or they were asking for feedback, right? And I was basically like, no, if I got one thing out of it, this would have been worth it to me, right? And it was kind of funny because he said to me, he was like, that he has noticed that like the bigger channels, they all say the same thing. If there's one thing that I learned from this, it's worth it. But the small channels are all like have a bunch of complaints and are looking for more and all this other stuff, right? And so where the hell am I going with this, right? Well, it's like, you could be changing the type of people you work with in business, right? It's like sometimes working with people who have money is actually easier than people who don't have money. And sometimes vice versa as well, I'm sure. So, it's like, I think you're changing like the type of person you surround yourself with in work and business and love and all areas of life, because the result is easier. But, kind of like where I was going with that is that it's like, sometimes I think people think it's harder to like that people have it in their mind that working with a certain type of person is harder when it isn't. Like working with rich people, right? Working with rich people, all you're doing is attaching a zero. But like actually rich people sometimes are easier to work with than people who aren't willing to spend a bunch of money on your service that you offer, right? And so it's just like something to think about. There's something about that where it's like, you might think that you're going to get less business in a situation like that, but you're going to get more. Same thing in love as well. It's like maybe you're deciding in love that it's easier to be with people who actually want to be with you. And so maybe you're no longer fighting it, right? With the Eight of Wands, you have the Judgment card. Definitely a wake-up call. I mean, the Eight of Wands is literally communication. Judgment is a wake-up call. These people are being called up out of these coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. I feel like you're being called to a new purpose. It's not really a new purpose. I think it's an upgraded purpose. I think it's a purpose where you are not going to be afraid to ruffle some feathers, right? And that's what I would do. Is like, don't be afraid to ruffle feathers. I said it at the beginning of the year that there's going to be a lot of jealousy over the next few years, especially with like Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. And so, again, you're going to piss people off no matter what you do. People are going to have something to say about what you do. So the best thing you can do is ignore it and just keep moving forward. But I definitely feel some of you could be like understanding your purpose or developing a deeper purpose with the Judgment card. And the beautiful thing about this is I feel like you're actually getting guidance and answers. Like maybe you felt lost, or maybe for a long time you haven't known what to do, but like now you do. With the Chariot, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands can be about carrying a heavy burden. The Ten of Wands, he has to put some of those wands down. So those wands, they might not all be his. They might not all belong to him. They might belong to other people. And so I kind of feel that you cannot make this up. You have this Crown card. I literally started your reading saying you need to claim your crown. But the Ten of Wands, I do like the Ten of Wands because he is very close to achieving his goal. He's almost reaching his home in the background. And so I kind of do feel like the Ten of Wands is saying you are very close to achieving your goal. I feel like it is saying you are very close to a finish line and you're about to celebrate that. But at the same time, I feel there are like certain burdens that you need to release that might belong to other people. So, don't be afraid to release the burdens of other people. You have this Tortoise card. It says slowly but surely getting ahead. Yeah, we see a lot of progress in this reading in general. So I feel like you are making progress. I feel like it's been slow, but it's about to speed up. Eight of Wands and the Chariot. Those two cards represent things happening fast for you. And so, where things have happened slowly, things can happen much more quickly and for you. It's kind of funny that it's popping into my head like this. It's like, I work with a lot of people on YouTube, and I teach YouTube on the weekends, and a lot of the times I'll tell people to do things, for their channel, and it's almost like they have this like moral aversion to it, even though they're not doing anything wrong, right? It's like clickbait, right? There's such a thing as ethical clickbait. If your title has something to do with what's actually going on in your video, it's not really clickbait. You're just creating an engaging title. So I'll tell people to do that, and they'll say, oh, but that's not the type of person I am. I don't do that and everything like that. I'm like, yeah, but first off, you're not doing anything wrong. Second, everyone on YouTube does it that is successful. So you're stepping on your own feet by not doing it, right? You are preventing your own success, and you're not doing anything wrong in the first place, right? And that's kind of like the feeling I get here. Like, I'm not saying it's clickbait. I'm just saying that, I think that there could be something in your life where it's like maybe you have these rules made up in your head, but they might not be real. And so by breaking those rules, you could move forward much quicker. You have this fly. It says a period of ill health and depression. Yes, South Node in your sign. I would definitely take care of your health, plain and simple. Really nothing to say there. You have a skull that says hidden secrets can harm you. I would be careful of secretive people that hold things back. If it seems like you are dealing with a person who is holding back, I would definitely avoid those types of people, like plain and simple. You have this pineapple. It says reconciliation on it. This card isn't like an ex coming back. It's like the universe is reconciling with you. So it's almost kind of like a card of getting positive karma in your life. And there definitely could be more karma coming in for you. You have this crown. It says honor and respect will come to you. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, definitely time for you to claim something and say it's yours, plain and simple. But this looks very good, Virgo. I like it. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.